Okay, we are going to look at one of my absolute favorite games of all time. This is an exclusive title to the TRS-80 color computer called Dungeons of Daggorath. Many people watching this video probably were fortunate enough to play this game on their color computer. I'm really surprised that this was not ported to other platforms. I think it would have been enormously successful at the time if it was on the Apple II, IBM PC, Atari 8-bit. However, it was exclusive to the CoCo. Many, many years later, if you actually want to try this game, you could try it on a CoCo emulator. And you can also try it. There is a Windows port somebody made. The code was made open source many years ago now. And you can download the Windows port and give it a try. The Windows port has different graphics a little bit. So it can do pure vectors, which looks amazing compared to the CoCo. It has high resolution dot graphics like the CoCo, and it has CoCo resolution, but it doesn't have the color that the CoCo had. The CoCo had this weird blue-red color, and the Windows port doesn't have that. The Windows port also doesn't have the same sounds. They're the same, but I actually don't like them quite as much as the sounds on the CoCo, which is kind of interesting. So there's a lot of information about this game since it was so popular on the CoCo. A lot of people have gone and done these ports and written walkthroughs. And there's information about the author and all that kind of stuff. And this game was, at least from one of the things I read, done 8K. Excuse me. Which is unbelievable. I mean, 8K, and this is just such a great game. It was really about the gameplay and the way they thought about the game. Your sort of health meter in the game is a beating heart, and your heart will beat faster if you're getting close to death, passing out, whatever. And it's just such a great mechanic. It's so immersive, and there's nothing like it that I'm aware of for the time. There's some other first-person games on the CoCo that I didn't play that I'll have to check out. But so this was my first RPG that I ever played as a kid, and boy, did I get decimated. There's 5 levels in the game, and I never got past level 3. There's your goal is to defeat the wizard of the game, and on level 3 there's a fake wizard, and I never was able to defeat the fake wizard until many, many years later. I was doing the PC port, and I used a gamepad with some programmed commands, and that helped me a lot, and I was able to defeat the fake wizard and defeat the game with constant saving. So that was a big moment in my life, honestly. Um, Not an important moment because I have a family, I have a child. Those were much more important. But as a gaming moment, beating Dungeons of Daggorath was monumental. And I never beat it on the CoCo. I tried here with an emulator, and I wasn't able to emulate the saving to tape. So I'm pretty sure there's no way I'll ever be able to beat it on a CoCo. Maybe if I got this for my current CoCo and rebought a tape deck, I would be able to save and beat it. Maybe one day I might want to do that, but I'm pretty happy with beating the PC port. So, just to give a shout out to the programmer of this game, was Douglas J. Morgan and Keith Kiyohara. I really think they did an amazing job with efficient code. They, not that I really know, but they must have. They absolutely must have. I think it's an amazing accomplishment. And I actually found a review of the game in July 1983 magazine called Rainbow, which was a magazine specific for the color computer. And I have the software review here. So I thought it'd be interesting for me to read that to you guys. So here we go. Dungeons of Daggorath, new adventure standard. We seem to be breaking frontiers all over the place for the CoCo these days. The arcade games get better and better, yet the utilities become more and more powerful. The abilities of our favorite computers seem to grow more and more each month in regard to databases, word processing, and the like. Now, in the world of adventure gaming, there is a new standard. It is called Dungeons of Daggorath. It is from Radio Shack, available in a program pack. So it was on, basically it was on a ROM pack that was inserted, kind of like a Nintendo, as opposed to a floppy disk or cassette tape. Now in the world of adventure gaming. Oh, I'm sorry, I already read that. Frankly, it is one of a kind, yet I expect to see more of its ilk in the months ahead. The reason is simply that once someone does something, the way they do it tends to get around. In the case of Dungeons of Daggorath, this is a clear bonus for us all. As most everyone who reads this magazine for very long will know, I am hooked on adventure games. Now I confess to not being very good. The pressure of monthly deadlines seems to slow down the time I have to analyze them, but I love to play them. Thus far, Dungeons of Daggorath is simply the best adventure game I have played to date. In fact, it's almost a falsehood to say that it is an adventure, because the action gets fast and furious, much like many of the better arcade games I've enjoyed. In short, it is more of an adventure arcade offering than anything else. I find that kind of interesting that they didn't call it an RPG, because you're basically have a character, you find equipment for him, and you level up by killing monsters. Seems RPG-ish to me. Maybe that wasn't a term they used that much back in 1983. Thanks to an advanced copy of both the documentation and the program pack, we can possibly stay ahead of some of you until next month. That's when Dungeons of Daggorath goes on sale at your local Radio Shack stores and dealerships. But while we are so far the number one player of this excellent offering, it is only fair that we tell you something about it. This is a review, isn't it? Dungeons of Daggorath is a 3-level real-time adventure that makes you do a bit of thinking and a lot of fast reacting all at once. But it also won't let you go too fast. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. The screen is divided into 3 segments, one which shows you the area you're in, a G3D type maze format. The second showing what you're holding, if anything, in each hand. At the bottom, this is a 4-line command area that lets you enter commands. In the middle of the status area is a beating heart, yours. As you exert yourself, the heart beats faster and faster. If it gets going too fast, you're a goner, which means you can't rush through room after room. If you do, you'll be out of breath and the smallest, tiniest spider might do you in. Or you can just overexert yourself and burst your heart then and there. I think this is the most true-to-life aspect of Dungeons of Daggorath. Face facts. If you are a real adventurer, you don't go racing from room to room, and you do have to conserve some energy. A lot of programs do this with water and food availability, but Dungeons of Daggorath handles it in real time and completely true to life. This is hardly the only thing which makes Dungeons of Daggorath a superior program, however. The maze is extremely well constructed and populated with all sorts of creatures. There's also various kinds of objects and different levels of each object. The stronger the object, the more good it can do. Excuse me. As an example, you start with a wooden sword which can kill certain things, but there is also an iron sword, an elvish one as well. The more powerful the sword, the better it is for you. 2, you only have 2 hands, and generally you can only carry one thing at a time. To actually use an object, you have to specify which hand you are carrying it in. You do not have a pack to stow other things. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say you do. You do have a pack to stow other things. Movement is easy just using the M key to move forward. You can turn around, turn right, turn left, and the like. You can also move backwards, backpedal, something that is often necessary in a fight to get your heart slowed down a bit. Incidentally, the sound is fantastic. You can hear an opponent before you can see it, and each has its own distinct sound. That was always something that freaked me out. All the creatures have these weird sounds, and you knew like which one was the blob. And when I was a kid, the blob would destroy me. Your heartbeat is audible too, and when you light a torch, you can hear the match sizzle. Commands can be abbreviated, but must be separated by a space, which can be frustrating, and there is a save feature to cassette. The only thing we didn't like was that there is no score per se. You either live or die. We think the addition of some sort of status after death would be nice addition to Dungeons & Daggorath. This game is not for the novice adventurer, nor for the novice arcade player, either. But with a little skill and thinking, fast thinking, Dungeons & Daggorath will provide you with more fun than you've had in quite a while. Dungeons & Daggorath is a great game. And this was reviewed by Lonnie. Come on, Adobe's in my way. Falk. Lonnie Falk. Thanks, Lonnie. All right, so we're going to take a look at the manual, Dungeons & Daggorath manual. Pretty cool cover art, and it's a good representation of the game there. Dungeons & Daggorath. Okay, so I'll read this to you guys. Sorry, lots of reading here. You can always skip through the video to the gameplay elements if you like. Long ago, in the faraway hamlet of Rivenshire, there lived a gentle, simple folk. For many long years, they lived, loved, and labored in the seclusion of the peaceful valley, protected from the influence and danger of the outside world by the towering mountains of Daggorath. But at last, no good thing remains untouched forever, and so it was. In the time now known as the Year of Darkness, that monstrous evil came to Rivenshire, and the shadows of Daggorath fell long upon the land. The crops, once healthy and strong, stood withered in the fields. The herds of cattle and sheep wandered the listless stupor and slowly wasted away. Even the children of the Shire became ill and did not respond to the most powerful potions. In desperation, the people cried out for a reason, for understanding, for deliverance. Then a wise old master of the village came forth to speak. There is a tale, he said, passed down for centuries and almost forgotten, of a time in the olden days when a curse such as this descended on the land. Deep beneath these towering crags in the dungeons of Daggorath, an evil wizard made his home and grew in power. But before his destruction of the land was complete, a brave adventurer ventured into the fearsome dungeons and drove the wizard away, saving Rivenshire from a devilish fate. The wizard, however, was not destroyed, and swore even as he fled that one day he would return with his legions of evil, more powerful than ever, to re-inhabit the dungeons of Daggorath and destroy all the land to avenge his defeat. I have heard rumors in recent times that this same wizard has come into possession of the ancient and mighty Ring of Endings, and is now more powerful than ever. I feel that this is true, and that he has returned to destroy us. And lo, the people of the village trembled and begged of the master, "What shall we do? Who now will save us?" When the crowd was silent, the master spoke. "Behold this book," he said, raising the ancient volume above his head for all to see. "For it was said to have been left by the adventurer, and was passed down to me by my father's father's father. It tells of the mysteries and dangers of the dungeon. The secrets of the book I can share with you. But alas, where will we find one so bold as to face the deadly dangers of the dungeons of Daggorath?" To the amazement of all who watched, there came from the crowd a stranger, whose face spoke of courage and wisdom. The stranger reached out a hand to take the book. The master smiled slowly and said, "Even as it was prophesied, so be it. I shall teach you the ways of the dungeon, that you may venture forth and slay the wizard. You must listen carefully and study well, for mistakes are deadly in the dungeons of Daggorath. Thus began the lesson. That's a pretty nice intro. You know, kind of an interesting thing you're not used to these days, having so much story in the manual, and part of the reason was that was a lot of data to put into the computer, plus the screens were so low resolution, you didn't really want to read that much text on a screen. So you would have these cool manuals with all this story pieces. All right, introduction. Just blah blah blah. Needed a 16K CoCo. Just scrolling through. You guys can pause it and read if you like. So basically, the commands for the game are you type in a command, so attack left or pull left sword, those kinds of things. It's all text-based, the interface, and you can abbreviate. So it tells you there, pull left sword can abbreviated PLSW. So if there's something else in the game that starts with the letter S, like shield, you'd have to do SW for sword and SH for shield. So the nearest match will do the trick. And moving forward, move back. So it just tells you all the different things. And let's see, this is kind of interesting. Levels and climbing the dungeon. It warns you here about climbing up. Let's see, beyond that, here, hole, climb down. If you climb down a hole, you cannot go back up. That's a hole. It's a ladder. Climb up, climb down. Okay, here we go. Be especially wary of climbing up, for it is said that the wizard senses you retreating up a level. He will punish your faint-heartedness with the wrath of his most fearsome creatures. That was something I didn't figure out as a kid, and I would get scared when I would go down to like level 2 or level 3, and I'd climb back up, and then I would just get destroyed by other things. And for some reason, I don't remember clicking, because I remember doing that a lot and being like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here, and then I would get murdered by something powerful. The dungeon is filled with terrible creatures. Henchmen of the evil wizard. You will encounter vipers, spiders, evil knights, the smiling blobs, massive stone giants, scorpions, wraiths, and the awesome Galdrogs. These demons of darkness will attempt to seek you out and destroy you. They grow more powerful, more deadly as you descend deeper into the dungeon. Man. Each creature has characteristic sound that it will sometimes make as it approaches from any direction. The sound grows louder as the creature approaches. This is a really neat feature of this game. It really makes it pretty immersive. And then you can attack in rapid succession. Creatures attack faster as they become more powerful. When you kill a creature, you basically get points, and that makes you more powerful. So these are some of the objects in the game. So types of objects: scrolls, flasks, shields, swords, torches, and there's also rings, which they have up here. When you get items, they need to be identified. You can't identify them unless you're strong enough to identify them, which you type reveal item, and that's basically you can identify it if you have the strength. Torches, swords, shields. Your torches run out. That used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid, because your light would slowly go down and you had to find another torch. I kind of have a thing now where I wait for the enemies to come to me. And back when I was a kid, I would just wander around the dungeon, and my torch would go dead. Not fun. Shields. You can use shields as weapons. I never really like using the shields as weapons. Just kind of too slow. There's different types of flasks. One of them is a poison. One of them really raises your strength. And the other one does something kind of neutral, I think. And the scrolls, there's a map scroll, and I don't remember what other scrolls. And then there's rings. The rings let you use magical attacks. They're good to use against the wizards. See. More powerful torches. Reveal the magic doors and creatures. Oh, I forgot about that. When you get different torches, if you get a magical torch, you'll see the hidden passages. With a pine torch, it doesn't reveal that, so you have to guess if you can step through a wall or not. And there's the reveal command. Incants is basically casting a ring spell, I believe. I'm going to have to look at a game guide once we get the ring. I kind of forget if I get that far. I will be playing this on a CoCo emulator where I cannot save the game, so I'm not sure how far I'm going to get, but it should be fun to see how far I get. Your harpy, blah, blah, blah. It goes fast, you die. Go then with caution and grow in strength. Parting words. Having studied hard and mastered the book, said the master, you are now ready to brave the dungeon. Keep the book with you always and refer to it often, for it contains much that can help you. Reread it after traveling the dungeon for a time, and you will understand much that may have previously been unclear, except you'll be dead. Remember to discover the nature of objects by revealing them, and strive to master the riddles of the rings. Seek out more powerful torches to see the magic passages and magical creatures of the dungeon. Study the dungeon as you venture forth, for there is much about it that I do not know and cannot tell you. Learn its ways and the ways of the creatures. Study their habits and use the knowledge against them. It is sometimes better to strike and run to fight again than to stand bravely and die. Avoid standing still for very long, especially in long corridors. Unless you wish to attract unfriendly company, which sometimes you do. Creatures will track you down straight corridors, even through doorways. You can sometimes lose them by running in a loop or zigzag by hiding. Try to rest between battles so you can better handle the many surprises of the dungeon. Be sure to keep your wits about you. You will surely need them. Above all, do not give up hope. It is foretold that success can be yours if you will persevere. Go then for yourself and for all that is good in the world. The wizard can be vanquished, and the power of the wizard's ring can be yours. The future awaits you. Go forth and triumph. And summary commands. Just a list of commands. So, incant, attempt to conjure up the magic power of a ring by incanting its magical name. So if you type incant steal, but steal isn't an actual thing. So I guess it's fire. I don't know. I might have to look at the guide. And then save and load doesn't work. So this is not going to be particularly fun. I might have to, there's lots of playthroughs already on YouTube, so I don't know if it's worth me putting up a video of a playthrough in the PC port, but if I get a lot of people that ask me to do it, which I think some of my videos have like 1 view, so it's probably not going to happen. But if there's a lot of interest, maybe I'll pull up the PC port and see if I can beat it with the keyboard. Saving, reloading games. That's not going to help us, and that's the end. Okay. So, hello, computer. Let's take a look at Dungeons of Daggorath. I dare ye enter the Dungeons of Daggorath. That would be the wizard. All right. So the game starts out totally black. When you're a 6-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid, that freaks you out. So we can type in examine, and we can see what's in our backpack or in this room. That's our backpack, wooden sword, pine torch. We're going to pull left torch. I'm going to pull right sword. We're going to use our left torch. We're going to look at the room. Okay. And here is the main interface of the game, and really cool 3D effect. Looks really amazing. From back then, I was pretty blown away with how it looked. Thought it was really cool. Oh, I hear a stone giant somewhere. Those bleeps are spiders. So let's see what comes around the corner. Spider. They're no problem. And that's a stone giant, and that rattlesnake sound is a snake. Let's see if this is a wall that we can walk through. Did we bump off? Oh, yeah. All right, let's turn around. We are in a wall. Spider. Oh, there is a stone giant nearby. Another spider. All right. Let's see if we can take out the stone giant. Here we go. Whew. Got him. All right, so there's something on the floor. I know it's a torch just from playing the game, so I'm going to get left torch. I'm going to type reveal left. So it's a pine torch. Cool. I'm going to stow left, puts in my backpack. And there's a snake somewhere. Oh. All right, we'll just, there he is. Three hits. More snakes nearby. Spider. And a lot of creatures in this hallway. Uh-oh, blob. Oh, there's the way down to the second level. There is a blob nearby. I don't know if we'll survive the blob attack. One hit usually will kill you. But I did take out a stone giant, so that would have leveled me up a little bit. This should be a spider. Oh boy, the blob's right here. Alright, I'm not gonna run. Should have ran. Okay, didn't get past the first level. That's why saving game would be nice. I'll give it another shot here. All right. Yep. Move back. It's a nice long hallway. Oh, do I remember where I went to get to the stairs? Maybe? Stone giant. Oh, heartbeat's going pretty fast here. Ah! Get hit by that spider. We need to slow our heart rate down. Okay, we found a wooden sword. We'll stow it. Let's get that left torch. Reveal left. Stow left. Oh, another torch. Guess he picked that up. Alright. Get left torch. Reveal left. Stow torch. Alright. Stow left torch. Ugh. See, I would save the game right now if I could, but I can't. That stupid snake hit me. So now we could wait for some enemies. So a good tactic is to hit and run with the more powerful enemies. So technically with the blob I should do maybe like 3 attacks and then a move. And then when the blob comes back into my square, I do 3 attacks and a move. If I'm able to, I could try that. Let's go check things out. See if this is a secret wall. Oh, nope. Oh, sure, right when I got myself all worn out there. Okay, stone giant. We could practice our attack and move. Must be coming from this way. Oh no. Oh, get right shield? I don't know what that is. Uh-oh, blob. Oh, get left shield. Reveal left. Ooh, okay. A little bit of extra protection. Ah, we got him. Woo! Alright, so we're going to stow that shield. We're going to get the left sword that's on the ground. Reveal sword. Reveal sword. Oh, reveal left sword. Oh, can't reveal it left. That's good. That means it's probably the iron sword. So stow that. Let's pull our left shield. Stone giant coming up. Here he comes. So you can see he's getting easier for us now. That is because we've powered up. Let's stow that. Let's get that left torch. Let's reveal it. I'll reveal left. Ooh, we got a fancy torch. That's good. I'm going to find a nice long hallway for the monsters to find me. There we go. We'll give it a minute, see if anything's left. I don't really know how many monsters there are per level or anything like that. Oop. Here's a snake. So you kind of want to kill all the enemies on the level before you go down for two reasons. One is to get the power up, and the other is if they have any cool items that you might want. Oop, it looks like my torch is going out of me. That is a problem. So we're gonna stow the left shield. We're going to pull left torch and reveal left. Oh, we're going to drop left torch because we don't want to use that fancy one. We're going to pull left torch. There's our pine torch. Use left. Okay, now let's get that left torch. I'm going to stow that one until we're powered up enough to do something with it. Sorry for the clanks, I'm untangling some USB cords. I wait for a monster here. Okay. Well, should I... Oh, come on, Snake. Hope he finds me. I'll move down to the next level if he doesn't get me here. Sounds close. Maybe he's up here. Aha. No? Where's he come from? Behind me? Oh. Ah. All right, maybe I'll give it one more minute. And if we don't have any more monster action, we'll climb down to the second level. See if I can reveal that sword. Yes. Pull right iron sword. Pull right sword. Iron. It just pulls the iron one. Most powerful, I guess. Okay. Pull left shield. I think there's a ring on the first level. If I'm not mistaken. All right. I don't want to bore everybody. So let's head down. See, and this is, it'd be nice to save the game. So if you climb down and get absolutely decimated, you could just reload. But we can't do that, so here we go. Level 2. Okay. Nice white. Oh, blob. Oops. Overzealous there. Oh man, what's everything attacking us already? Oh, one hit for a snake. That's good. So you can go through that wall. What? Still one hit from that guy? That's it. Dead. Well, so that is Dungeons of Daggorath for the TRS-80 color computer. I'm not going to give it another spin just because it's a really long game and I really need to have that save function. So for demonstrating a complete playthrough, it would be much better for me to use the PC port, but I really wanted to show the color computer with the graphics and sound on there. I think it's a really unique feel for it, and man, what an amazing game for 1983. They really the developers really should have ported this to a bunch of platforms. I think it would have been a famous game instead of just a cult game for CoCo owners from back then. So there's tons of information on the web. Check it out, read about it, download the PC port. I recommend giving this a playthrough. I recommend it highly. It is a really exciting game. Much more exciting to play than to watch even. I'm sure, because it really does, for what it is. It's actually really gets your heart pumping. No pun intended. I think it's really neat the way they thought about the health bar with the heart and everything like that. And I love this game. It was a great part of my childhood. Still fun to play today. Very challenging. Check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video.